Hello and welcome back to Stay Well. 3 keys to reduce overwhelm, have more clarity, and less isolation. Discover lasting vitality through our mind, body, and home. Our mind, where we find work-life balance, our body, where we experience less burnout, and our home, where we have motivation over isolation. Welcome. What we have covered, part 1 relating to our environment, perspective and history, meditation, observation, and seasonal living to break away from isolation. Part 2 was embracing emotional well-being. We addressed chaos, the 5 elements, preventing overwhelm, observation, assessment, and living space as an example in a beige room. Today, our path in part 3 is 3 keys to harmonious living. We'll review the keys, health, mental clarity, and living space for greater work-life balance. Our bonus today is the golden triangle of the home. 3 keys to harmonious living. What fills in this space? What creates harmony in our day-to-day living? Our mind, body, and home relates to what's on, in, and around our body. These are the 3 keys to harmonious living. And when we look at the mind, body, and home and how they can interact with one another, how they connect, it's really simply creating the whole. We're looking at these 3 experiences in our day-to-day living and the 3 parts of our life where they are most addressed in order to optimize our well-being. And we come at it through the JADE Life membership program, through the home and the aspect of feng shui, the 8th arm of traditional Chinese medicine. Feng Shui has 2 schools that I practice. There are more levels to Feng Shui, but for me, in the 7 years that I have been studying, I really am happy with focusing on the form, and the second school that we are introducing to you today is Compass. So form, we reviewed in the last section, is based on the environment. It has relative shapes and colors to our mountains, rivers, and streams that create optimal harmony in nature. And 90% of feng shui comes from this school, the form school. The next school is compass. Compass feng shui is based on astrology. It's relative to directions and space. So where we have 8 directions, we have 8 relationships personally to those directions. It's known as a feng shui enhancement. I like to think of it in relation to fashion, how we layer on different things to create the whole look. The compass feng shui really completes the look of the home, and what it really does is personalize it to you, to your compass, to your optimal well-being in your space. And how do we do that? But with an actual compass. We use a magnetic reading and we look at how the home is placed in relationship to the 8 directions. And then from that, in the specific way that we do the mapping and layout, we discover what your personal quadrants are that relate to your 4 auspicious and 4 inauspicious directions. The 4 auspicious directions are number 1, health, number 2, prosperity, number 3, relationships, and number 4, clarity. We can focus on each of these sectors of the home to further enhance these 4 aspects of your life. We do review the inauspicious sectors in the JADE Life program, but for today, we're just looking at these 4 auspicious sectors, and number 1 being the health sector of the home. And so we go into this personalized approach of each of these sectors for you when you are in the Jade Life program for 3 months or the annual. And again, this arc of the Jade Life membership is taking you through each of the seasons. And on this compass here, what we're looking at, it's also sectioned into essentially the 12 months. This compass reflects the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac, which covers all of the years and understanding when you were born. We are each born within a year that represents one of these animals in the Chinese zodiac. And each of those animals have their own strengths that they bring to the character of that individual. So for those of you that are more astrology minded and driven in your lives, this is something that really fine tunes all of this information. This Chinese zodiac and astrology, it does overlay with Western astrology. And it's very interesting when we start to look at the personality traits of the dragon, of the dog, of the rooster, of the pig. We can understand more about how we live in space. And it really has been tried and true on most all of the consults that I have done. It's so fascinating to see someone who might be a more dominant personality trait. And if you're familiar with the DESA system or even human design, all of these systems start to correlate. Your Enneagram, what you are in Western zodiac, or you're a Gemini, or you're a Taurus, or you're a Sagittarius, or a Pisces. Each of these qualities really reflect who you are as a human and how you show up in this world. And what Feng Shui does is it allows us to connect ourselves more intentionally to our environment. And what does that do? It enhances our lives with greater spiritual connection, with greater understanding and meaning of how we relate to the world around us. And with that knowledge, we can better understand how to relate to others. On top of this, we can better understand how to relate to the ever-changing world around us, which often is our experience of chaos. And so what better way to experience chaos in our day-to-day than having more tools to sort through it, to manage it, to live with more peace in it. This is possible. We aren't put on this planet to experience chaos and its detriment. We are given the tools today based on all of this history, all of this wisdom, all of those that have walked before us to share their story, whether it be Jesus, whether it be Buddha. We have significant examples of how to show up and live with greater harmony in this world. It's awesome. We are at an era and an age that has never existed before, with amplified tools at our fingertips every day to integrate. So why not start today? It's here now, and it will make a difference in your life, your emotional well-being, your wellness, your health within. What's better than not having to look forward to going to the doctor? Let's prevent that. Let's catch it before it comes and allow ourselves the time and the energy to experience life with more connection, more greatness, more wholeness, more fullness, and more health. More health leads to more wealth. It leads to more joyful moments with your beloved, with your friends and family, with those who you care the most about. And then the beautiful part is that you get to share this information with those around you. And really, this is what it's about. This is about the longer, happier, healthier life before you. So let's look at what we have next, the golden triangle, bonus number 3. The golden triangle of the home is the bedroom, kitchen, and entry. Why? Because each of these spaces have really important roles in our day. Let's look at these. So as we address the entry, when we enter the home, we experience a welcoming energy or despair. I mean, come on. You are the one that knows how you feel when you walk into your home. Take a moment. Close your eyes if you want right now and just imagine opening the front door and what feeling comes. Is there anything that you experience in your body when I've mentioned this? When I say open the front door, welcome home. Do you receive that welcome? Because this is really important. The entry of our home, it's known as the mouth of the energy flow in feng shui. It's where the most energy comes in and out of our home through the doors, through the windows. But the door that you enter and exit through most, it's a special space. And it's because it welcomes you home to your place of sanctuary, your place of rest and rejuvenation, your place of nourishment. It's the inspiration that you have. If your home is your workplace, it's hopefully well organized as well and supporting you with all the tools that you need in your work and organized in a way that you can leave work and really appreciate home as a sanctuary when you end your day. Your entry is also where you leave your home and you go out into the world to experience what that day brings. If it is greater chaos, let's say you leave the house and you're driving to a meeting. If you are working from home and you're having an outside meeting somewhere and you're stuck in traffic, I guarantee if you leave a home that has nurtured, nourished, and rejuvenated you, you will go out into the world with a little more harmony and be able to manage whatever chaos you might experience. So if we look at the next space in the home of the golden triangle, let's address the kitchen. Why the kitchen? The kitchen is truly the heart of the home. We think of our heart, we think of blood. It's true. The kitchen is what keeps our heart pounding, keeps our blood moving because it's feeding us. It's literally where we prepare the food that nourishes our body, that gives us the energy to sustain our day. The kitchen is so important. Often when we go back in history and look at how the courtyards were built, when we started to bring the fire into the center of the home, it was for warmth, it was for preparation of food, and that heart center was most protected by the courtyard, by the surrounding of the home, meaning it would be harder for someone to come and take that what you need to most sustain. It's protected, and it's the source of fire heating the home. So it still stands today, even though we have so many different architectural layouts and plans. It really has been proven that it is more harmonious to have that kitchen more centralized. And ideally, that the stove is at the center of the home in its placement. And just understanding how this energy radiates. Something else to look at is to use all of your burners on your stove. This is often a big aha for people. And I myself, I had my two that I used mostly until I learned this. And now I do like to rotate or have certain burners that are for certain things. They're different sizes for a reason. They're different sizes to fit your pan and to fit the thing that you're making. And so all we've done from the age of a fire in the middle of the courtyard is continue to refine and fine tune based upon our modern lifestyles and how we work, live, and feed ourselves. And so understanding the different size burners, or if it's just a large flat stove, we're refining how we do things. We're making it easier. Maybe there's an air fryer now and a toaster oven, and we have all these different elements of fire that now we get to arrange and harmonize in that kitchen space. And lastly, for the kitchen, no exposed knives. I had mentioned this earlier, and it is about having these sharp, pointed elements out in the open. It's adding more fire to a space that already has fire. And when we think often kitchens are designed, there are many historically in interior design that red is a color. It's especially a color in restaurants because red is known to make you crave more, to make you want to eat more, to give you more of an appetite. And it's drawing, it's attracting. And so the knives, even though they're metal, that sharp element, it can be aggravating. And so that's why it is suggested to keep the knives covered. And I don't recommend a wooden block. There is a lot of bacteria in those and a lot of studies on that. I much prefer laying my knives in a flat drawer or having a space that they slide in horizontally. All right, let's complete our triangle of the home with the bedroom. Yes, the bedroom, where we rest and rejuvenate. It's nice to have other spaces in the home that we can find restful, but for the bedroom, this is where we get the majority of our sleep, and that is nourishing our body. That is the time and space that our body can do repairs the easiest. We hopefully aren't digesting food, meaning we have gone to bed hours later after eating. And so our body is allowed that time to do the work that it needs to and that it can in that resting space. That's why it's so important and why it's number 8 of the great 8 now, is because that is where we can truly heal in that time, more than any other time in the day. And so to have no electronics, or if you have to have your phone there as an alarm, turn it to airplane mode. Let's say you don't have trouble sleeping. You sleep great and your phone's plugged in next to you all the time. I'm not going to say that you have to do this. I hope that you have an Overring or some other gadget that might be monitoring, even though I'm not a fan of the gadgets either. But at least know if you're getting the adequate sleep that you need. That's number 1. Number 2 is no plants. This is often the big aha for the bedroom, and many of us love plants in the bedroom, and I did myself as well. And I wonder if it may have aggravated my sleep some, because I really do sleep very well today, and I follow these rules. And I enjoy my plants everywhere else in the home. My kitchen gets the greatest light, so it's nice to have the plants there. I have a lovely tree in my living room. I have a beautiful elephant ear that I'm staring at now in my office. And in my yoga room, I have beautiful vines that hang down in trellis. And so there are definitely more options if you look around and consider how you can bring plants into your home that isn't in your bedroom. Why? Because plants are living. Plants are constantly growing and moving. They are nature itself. just as us. Our breath in the night is moving. Some people have trouble sleeping with someone else. I know many married couples that don't sleep in the same bedroom for that reason. And so if you look at your plants as another living being, they're best in other rooms. And number 3, don't place the head of the bed under a window. This is a pretty typical feng shui rule for the bedroom. And it's that window is another transference of energy. Again, how energy comes in or out of the home. We mostly send energy out the window, looking out of the home, but it is an opening into the space, and we don't want that movement above the head. Just like you wouldn't want a waterfall above your head while you're sleeping. We might like to hear water, but that movement is active energy, and we want to be in as much of a resting space as possible in the bedroom. Today, we spend up to 94% of our waking hours at work. If you work from home, your home is truly the most important space you will experience in your day, and it will have the greatest impact on your well-being. So make your home work for your optimal wellness. Similar to Sonia, a client of mine who's a mom, single mom, and family therapist. And so she has stressful days and she wants to come home and rejuvenate, and she was not experiencing good sleep. Her son had a chronic earache and really bad wax buildup that they weren't able to manage. And when I went and looked at her home, it was fascinating. I usually have a call up front, and this happened with Sonia. We had our call. She told me what she was experiencing, and I said in that moment, it could be possible that there is excess wood element in his bedroom. And sure enough, when I showed up to the home, there were so many things in that little boy's room that were all of the wood element, which is all about expansion and growth and vision. And here he had this expanding earwax. He was just not feeling well, and they hadn't been able to manage it. We made 3 changes to the room, and he slept better. His earaches went away. We made changes to Sonia's room. She slept better. And as it shows here, within months, they were able to move into a bigger home. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful case study overall of a whole home feng shui, and really something that started with some conditions that they were experiencing, health conditions, and we were able to help. So what's next for them? What's next for people that I've worked with so far? They experience more energy, less sick days, greater harmony at home, and more joyful moments. More joyful moments. Isn't that what many of us want today? We don't experience joy all the time. That isn't the premise of yin and yang. We're talking about the both and. We're talking about how to manage the light and the dark moments of life, the lighter days and the darker days. We covered seasonal affective disorder in the Jade Life membership. What happens at this time of year when so many of us go into a depressive state or depression? People go on medication this time of year just to combat it. The reality is, we are slowing down. We are meant to slow down and live in this seasonality. Why? Because we come out in the spring stronger when we do. If we continue to push through, often it leads to greater chaos. So our path in this experience, in this 3-part series, has been 1, to relate to our environment, 2, to embrace emotional well-being, and 3, to find the keys to harmony at home. You got the full experience. You've made it this far. And to amplify your well-being, you now have a beautiful sensory meditation that you can do when you need that pause. You have the Great 8 for winter wellness that I hope will help you have a healthier winter. And you also have the golden triangle of the home to give you and your family greater harmony when you address these 3 areas. And now, what's next for you? Coaching? To join the membership? To get the extra bonuses? You can visit josieadele.com/winter-membership now and see what's in store for you in the Jade Life Emerald or Diamond annual membership. I offer personal coaching sessions. They also come with the Emerald and the Diamond memberships. Based upon our initial call and what your needs are, I will be creating a path just for you. We will work one-on-one together in both the 90-day or the annual membership. These are the options that you have to join today. Please visit the webpage now, josieadele.com, and that will guide you through everything that is offered in the Jade Life program. It's a wheel of seasonality to heal your health, your emotional well-being, and bring you greater joy in your day-to-day living. Ask me anything. I truly am very happy to answer any questions that you might have around the information covered in this series or the Jade Life membership. So hit the little bubble on my website and send me a message, or go ahead and sign up today and get our one-on-one call scheduled so we can set you on a path to greater harmony, optimal well-being, and more joyful moments. This is what it's about. Longer, happier, healthier living today. Thank you again so much for joining me on this wellness journey. Click the link on this page to join the Jade Life membership and start creating the harmonious life that you deserve today. Take care and be well.